Do you know what it means to be honest? Be honest. Be honest.
You ever think the POTUS, the FOOP, he who wears the red tie and he who likes to lie, has ever given that any thought? I certainly don't think so. I'm going to talk today about lying and the different versions of lying and why they hurt. You can lie with impunity, not meaning anything by it, and not even realize it. Lying has different forms. You can lie by just keeping it to yourself and not saying anything. No, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. It doesn't exist. Maybe as a Christian, your relationship with Jesus Christ is pretty perfect, but that's about it. But when you don't open up, and no matter how afraid you are, when you keep things to yourself and you don't tell people how you feel, that's lying. Lying through omission. I'm guilty of it. That's probably the one biggest way I do lie is I don't open up and spill my beans, spill my guts. I am not a perfect husband. I make a lot of mistakes. I'm not going to blame my mom and my dad for where I am today, because I'm 55 and I've had, 38 years to learn different. My parents did the best they could for the first 17, 18 years of my life. Unfortunately, my mother was like, I want them to learn to express themselves. I want them to discover themselves. I don't want to put any limitations on them. Well, her intentions were pure and good, because when she was growing up during the 40s and 50s, there were a lot of restrictions and kids were painted into a corner and told how to be. But today, we've gone the other way with it. We don't put any guidelines or borders around kids, and our kids do stupid things, I lie by not opening up and saying what I think. I think that when you don't open up and you keep things to yourself, all that happens is bitterness festers inside of you, and that doesn't do any good either. Like I said, I'm not a perfect husband. I make a lot of mistakes. I tend to be lazy. I tend to not fulfill my part of the house sometimes, do enough to help out. But I also have issues with with my spouse that I think are fair. But when I don't open up and I don't tell her, I'm lying by omission. Another way to, and so that's one way. All these examples of lying, in one way or another, he that holds the presidential key has exemplified to perfection. He is a con man. He is a con artist, and he's what happens when we don't keep an eye on things. He's what happens when someone lies to 77 million people who believe it. People are, when it comes time to vote, people get out and vote for honest reasons. But he lied. Oh my gosh, he lied. I care about affordability. I care about the people. No more wars. Everything he promised, he's lied about. Like I said, I'm not going to beat my political drum. That's not what I'm here for. I'm talking about lying. If you're going to open up, but if you're going to open up and you're going to keep things to yourself, before you act, think about your actions. Consider your words carefully before you say anything, because that can get you in trouble too. There's lying by being blatant about it. You look at a hideous sweater and you're like, oh, how do you like my sweater? I like it. It's cute. No, it's not. You're lying. And all that's going to do is your friend who's wearing that ugly sweater is going to think they look great, and they're going to go to work or go to school or go out for the day in that sweater, and people are going to either, look at them funny or come right out and make fun of them, and they're going to have a terrible day because you weren't honest to them to begin with. No matter how much it hurts to be honest, always be honest. Don't. If someone puts you on the spot and you don't want to hurt their feelings, but you realize that what you're going to tell them is going to benefit them anyway, then be honest with them. Don't lie. I mean, I know that these are all things that you guys have considered, but have you really considered? Because now we had a guy that in 2023 got out and lied to everyone, and now someone the other day, this guy, I don't know who he was, but he was talking about why people are tolerating Trump. Oh, I said the name. Oops, sorry. It's an orchestra. It's a plan. It's a blueprint. Because Trump is really an idiot, and everybody sees straight through it. He's an idiot, and he's delusional. He's got dementia like his dad. But Trump is going to. They're either going to remove him. I think it's like they're counting on. It's like they're counting on the Democrats to come in and be. They're counting on the Democrats to win the Senate and the House. So that when the Democrats come in and they impeach Trump, you have J.D. Vance, who can continue being the Republican representative for the next 8 years. Because that's what happens when you remove somebody from office. The vice president steps up. And trust me, J.D. Vance is not a better solution. J.D. Vance is even more unhinged and even more dishonest and even more couch-loving than Donald Trump. But it's a plan. And it's all because of lying. Because Donald Trump lied, because he wanted to be, he didn't care about you. He just wants power. And the stuff that he's doing, oh my gosh, does anybody have any common sense at all? The fact that he freaking led an insurrection is bad enough. Now he's giving these people $1 million apiece for standing up for him. What's come of this country? Thank God we are a strong country, and we're going to survive this. But hopefully we learn from it. I keep going back to that because it's a prime example. It's the biggest story in the world. I'm giving you an example on why lying has consequences. No matter how painful it is, no matter what, always be open. If it's something that you realize is going to benefit the person receiving the information, you need to be open at all times. And then on top of that, if you lie to somebody, you like their sweater, and then they go out and look like a fool, who are they going to be upset with? They're going to be upset with the person that that said they like their sweater. So I guess I'm coming out here and I'm giving you guys common sense information, but it's like, why is nobody talking about it? It's as obvious as the nose on my face. Lying leads to drastic consequences, and now we have a political administration that is out of control. The reason they're not standing up to Trump is because there's something going on behind the scenes that you guys don't even see. The heritage. This guy the other day, I don't remember his name, but he was talking about how the whole thing's a plan, and the whole Project 2025 thing. That's the Heritage Foundation. One of the chief authors of this whole plan is J.D. Vance. Okay, we need to get out there, and a number's too big to rig and too real to steal, and we need to vote blue, regardless of your affiliations. If you want to keep this country and respect the gentlemen and the women like myself who stood up for this country, who put their butt on the line and took a chance, if you want to honor them, then vote blue. Everybody needs to vote blue. In numbers so big that you can't deny them. Of course he's gonna, because he's a nut. We have an unchained nut in office right now. And like I said, J.D. Vance isn't better. He's just more crooked and dishonest and dishonest. So, like I said, if you guys want to get out there and criticize me, feel free to do so, and I'll note what you talked about, and I'll really think about it. If you want to encourage me, feel free to do so. Either way, I'm going to pay attention, and so should you. Love you guys. Feel free to comment and subscribe. I'm sorry that it's just me right now, but I have less than 100 subscribers, and one of these days, hopefully, I'll have 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and I've got a lot of things to talk about. But this is about honesty right now. So get out there and honestly vote blue. Love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow.